I was hiking in the Himalayas back in 1998, maybe up in Gangotri, and I was walking up to Gamuk where the Ganga River actually begins and comes out from underneath a giant glacier. It was spectacular, spectacular walk. And one of the things I noticed as I was walking along there is that there are these giant nylon flagpoles every now and then kind of off the path up toward the cliffs or whatnot. And I asked someone on the path, I said, what are all those flagpoles that you see every now and then? They're like 15 feet high and have a little orange triangular flag at the top. And the person told me, oh, that's where the sadhus are living, the spiritual practitioners, the wandering monks. And he said in the winter, sometimes they get 8, 10, 12 feet of snow up here. And when the villagers come up from below to leave food for them, they can't find them because they're buried in the snow. And so these flags are tall enough to stick up above the snow so that the villagers can leave their offering. Okay, that's amazing, right? I mean, that at so many levels, that's really worth contemplating. And what I'm walking around with right now is, it's winter out here, and it's difficult to find, quote, beautiful things in the winter. All the trees are bare, all the leaves are dead. Everything is really meant to be quiet and to be in repose, to be hibernating, as it were. And I was thinking of those monks in their caves deep under the snow, days, weeks at a time, thinking about the beloved. And so in honor of that, I asked Mother, interestingly enough, here's a mixture of paths. I asked the Mother for something to talk about or some teaching today. And I ended up with 3 quotes from Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj that I thought I would just read and then talk about a little bit. It is always the false that makes you suffer. The false desires and fears, the false values and ideas, the false relationships between people. Abandon the false and you are free of pain. Truth makes happy. Truth liberates. And so, as I think about that, these things that make us miserable, they're almost always mental. I mean, in this day and age where we are, physical comforts are fairly easy to come by, heating and cooling and comfortable chairs and beds and nice houses and whatnot, at least for many people. But it's our suffering, our mental suffering these days that really gets to us. And we get these thoughts that cause this suffering, that put us in a mental state of unhappiness or discontent or sorrow or emptiness as a result of states of mind. And usually we try and set about fixing that state of mind instead of just abandoning it. Just put it down. It's no more yours than the states of mind that you were in yesterday or the day before or 20 years ago. That states of mind are changing all the time. They're not so important. And so stop trying to manipulate them. Just abandon them. Return to the moment, to being. Put your awareness to work, not your mind. The mind is not the right instrument for this task. The timeless can be reached only by the timeless. Your body and your mind are born subject to time. Only awareness is timeless, even in the now. And so not to use your mind to try and come up with the recipe for happiness or to come up with a recipe for contentedness. But gaze at the mind from the place of awareness, from the place of being. Don't cognate. Don't work the mind into a new state or a new set of thoughts. It's not the thoughts or the state that is going to make you content or bring you happiness. It's the knowledge of living outside of any need, outside of any desire. And that can only happen at the very edge of mind. To not take the mind as your own, to not take the mind as its statement of what you are or how you are, but be it before the mind tells you. Be what you are, free from any state, free from any mood. He says truth is not a reward for good behavior, nor a prize for passing some tests. It cannot be brought about. It is the primary, the unborn, the ancient source of all that is. You are eligible because you are. You need not merit truth. It is your own. Stand still and be quiet. That's just really telling us in so many ways that what you seek is yours already. Now, we hear this all the time, and then we think we have to go look for it. Oh, well, where is it then? Well, see, if it's already yours, there's no looking for it. There's a matter of accepting and a matter of being in that and trusting that. So his instruction is just be still and be quiet. Don't go thinking about something. Don't go picturing something. Just be still and be quiet. If you want an exercise, think of love, either through your mantra or through the word love or by contemplating your highest ideal of love, whatever that is at any moment, and then abstract out the objects, abstract out the ideas, and just touch what becomes apparent to you as you think of love, the feeling that wells up from inside. And we're going to go even beyond that feeling to even the impetus of that feeling. But that feeling is the reflection of a state or a reflection of a being, and that being is you. And so when you feel love, the feeling is the reflection, and you are what's being reflected. And by not bringing the mind into it, not bringing subjects and objects into it, just centering on the I am experience as love is being reflected, and know that that is your nature with you always and forever. So this is winter. It's cold outside. Sit down somewhere. Hibernate. Be quiet. And let yourself be blissful. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to be with no desire. Give yourself permission to know that everything is perfect and as it should be. And if there is suffering, it is due to something false, not something real.